This is going to be about solubility, and this is going to be another physical property I'm going to teach you. You might be able to hear my dog, actually. You might be able to see the horses behind me. That's Rebel in the black, and I think you can see some of the munchkins. I don't know. Penny's way over there. I don't know if you can see her. Hopefully you got her. All right, so let's get going. So what is solubility? Well, solubility can be applied to all states of matter. So it doesn't matter if you're talking about solid or liquid or gas. The problem with solubility is that it comes with a ton of vocabulary. So hope you have your pen and paper ready. Here we go. So let's define solubility. Well, it's the maximum amount of solute that you can dissolve in a given amount of solvent. And if you're like, what is that, Mrs. Burke? Hold tight, I got you covered. I'll go over all those words. So the higher the solubility, the easier it is for you to dissolve. So think in your head when you added sugar maybe to iced tea or something that you are drinking, like coffee or something. If you add sugar and you stir it up, it's very easy to dissolve that in water. So we would say that has a very high solubility. So let's define solute. It's when one kind of matter is dissolved in another. Now the solute can be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So in this particular, if we keep using our sugar and water, the solute would be the sugar. So if I said I have a sugar and water solution, I identify the solute for me, you would say it's the sugar. The other thing about the solute is it's usually a lot smaller in volume than the other one that it's in. So examples of solute, if you have sweetened coffee, might be sugar. If you're making chocolate milk, you could add a liquid to a liquid, and that would be the syrup. Seawater would be the salt. Kool-Aid would be the powder. And carbonated soda would actually be that carbonation, that carbon dioxide, so the bubbles or the gas. So the solvent is the other half of that. It's what does the dissolving. It is the majority or usually the highest volume between the two. And it's usually a liquid or it can be a solid or a gas. So look at the picture you have below. I would definitely jot that down. So notice the solvent is the one in blue. You can definitely tell there's a lot more blue than yellow. And the yellow is the solute. So it's what was dissolved. So let's go back to our examples again. So this time, if we're identifying the solvents, in that sweetened coffee, it's the coffee. In the chocolate milk, it's the milk. And then the rest of the three would be the water. So again, those would be the highest amounts, or it's what you dissolve it into. So solubility, remember, is the actual physical property. It is what I consider sort of one of those ability words for physical property. And remember, it means, again, to dissolve into a solid, liquid, or gas, and we report that out in units of grams of solute versus 100 grams of solvent. So what would that really look like? And if you're like, holy moly, Burke, that's a lot of words, it really would just look like you have below. You would say you were able to dissolve 203.9 grams of sugar. So draw this for me. I would like you to look at this as a diagram. So again, I'm just identifying all of those words we talked about. So the solute, again, would be the sugar, and the solvent would be the water. You put the two together and actually dissolve it, that's the verb or the action, and you create, or the end result is a solution that contains both your solute and your solvent.
A solution is a type of mixture that is homogeneous. It means that it's the same throughout, the same throughout. It is the best mixture of two or more substances. When one of the components is water, it's aqueous. The major portion of the solution, the thing that does the dissolving, it bears a special name for its job. It's called the solvent. The other part of the solution the thing that gets dissolved. It also bears a special name. It's the solute. Solutions are made of the solute and the solvent. The solvent, it does the dissolving. The solute is lesser. It's the substance that gets dissolved. Solutions, the best mixture.
So summary time really talks about all of the verbs and the nouns that we talked about. So we have solute, solvent, dissolve is your action, solubility is the physical property, and solution is what you get when you mix the two together. And we'll be working with a lot of solutions in chemistry. So summary, I'd like you to do your very best to define all those terms. Maybe I would draw yourself a diagram and make sure that you can identify solute, solvent, dissolve, solubility, and solution. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in class.